Skyrim is not subtle. It opens with a snowy mountain, a mournful wind, and the implication that you are small, and this world is not. That scale, that's part of the magic. Skyrim's visual language isn't just in its environments, it's in how it trusts its environments. The UI is minimalist. The menus float in black voids like runestones or tombs, meant to disappear the moment you return to the world. Nothing distracts you from the art direction. Even the compass, the one persistent UI element, whispers rather than shouts. It points, it doesn't pull. And then there's light. Skyrim uses weather like a cinematographer uses filters. But now watch what happens when the snow kicks in, color drains, silhouettes blur. You feel cold, not because of any mechanic, but because the atmosphere is telling your lizard brain, this place is dangerous, lonely, ancient. And then there are the statues, monolithic, ancient, breathtaking. Take Azura, for instance. Her shrine stands high in the mountains, arms outstretched beneath a silver sky, holding the sun and moon like celestial offerings. It's not just a statue. It's a moment of reverence carved in stone. You feel small standing before her, like the world was built around her, not the other way around. Now compare that to Mehrunes Dagon. Brutal, towering, all jagged lines and sharp edges. His shrine doesn't inspire peace. It radiates danger. You know you're not welcome. That's the point. Nordic ruins lean into that loneliness. The architecture is weighty. It was built by people who expected their bones to be found here. That's why the hallways are long, the ceilings high, the shadows thick. You don't rush in a Nordic ruin. You creep, because the level design encourages reverence, or fear. And then Skyrim flips the mood. Dwemer ruins are clinically perfect. Gears turn with no one to watch them. Hallways are symmetrical. The ghosts here are intellectual. The dread is mechanical. You're not walking through a tomb. You're walking through a locked lab after the experiment got out. And then Blackreach. The first time I stepped into Blackreach, I stopped moving. I just stared. The mushroom bioluminescence, the impossible cavern, the soft hum of magic and machinery. Blackreach doesn't just change the color palette, it rewrites the rules. This is a fantasy world that suddenly remembers it can be alien too. But the moment that truly chilled me, the Harkon dinner scene. You walk into a long candlelit hall. The tables are set like a royal feast. And the moment you're there, you realize you're the meat. The table is drenched in blood. Bodies lie slumped between silver platters, and Harkon, calm, regal, unfazed, delivers lines so polite they make it worse. It's not jump scare horror, it's artful horror. The kind that knows silence and crimson are more effective than screams. Let's talk about Bleak Falls Barrow, Skyrim's favorite haunted tomb tutorial that 100% of us have played at least 3 times because we made a new character. At first glance, it's a classic ruin. Cobwebs, Draugr, crypt vibes for days. But if you look closely, everything in this dungeon is quietly teaching you something. Not through dialogue, not through quest text, just visual design. Take the infamous pillar puzzle. On the wall above the gate, carved reliefs, snake, snake, whale. On the toppled pillar to the side, matching symbols. No one spells it out for you, but the art does. These carvings aren't just decorative. They're functional, even instructive. They're teaching you that this world hides solutions in plain sight if you pay attention to your surroundings. It's art as interface. Later in the dungeon, you get the dragon claw puzzle door. Each claw is an ornate key with symbols etched into the underside. Again, no tooltip, no pop-up, just design. The claw is a literal art object that also encodes the solution. You have to look at it, not use it. That's visual literacy as gameplay. Skyrim is saying, we're not going to hold your hand, but we'll decorate the path so beautifully you'll want to learn how to read it. Now, Skyrim isn't just solemn tombs and glowing ruins. It also has a sense of humor. A cheeky one. In a random snowy troll cave, just off the beaten path, I found this. A skeleton, half buried in the ice. And just a few feet away, a great sword of arcing. That's right, an electric, glowing, two-handed weapon, just out of reach. It's a dead-on visual reference to The Empire Strikes Back. It's Luke in the Wampa Cave trying to force-pull his lightsaber from the snow. Bethesda didn't point a neon arrow at it. There's no quest, no tooltip. They just placed it there for players to discover, if they're paying attention. This is what I love most about Skyrim's design. Even its jokes are visual storytelling. The art team is constantly talking to us, sometimes through gothic set pieces, and sometimes through Star Wars jokes and caves full of trolls. Skyrim's artists understood restraint. The palette is muted on purpose. Saturation is earned. That's why the auroras feel like magic. That's why the first time you see sunlight slice through mist, you don't think graphics. You think, this is beautiful. It's easy to forget Skyrim came out over a decade ago, but that's the power of strong visual design. Not realism, not fidelity, but mood. Skyrim isn't just a fantasy world. It's a painting, a museum, a memory. And that's why we keep coming back.